So the WNBA has had a lot of just crazy stuff going on, between Angel Reese ejection to the Caitlin Clark cheap shot for rookies to, well, really them two. A lot of people are talking about how the rookies are all getting beaten up. I mean, Cameron Brink seems to be having a good old time, just focusing on playing, blocking shots and the pre-game stuff, or pre-game outfits that will go almost viral every time. Rakia Jackson's just out here balling, and Aaliyah Edwards was superb last night. But the rookie that seems to be having the most fun is Kate Martin. Before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to, well, we're not trying to hit anything. I'm just so thankful for 6.1k. Really, really do appreciate it. Obviously, we're on the road to 10k, but anyway, now let's get on to it. So, Kate Martin is proof that situation is so much in basketball. It is so much in basketball. Like, you're even seeing it with these players. Like, she's there with the aces. Kate Martin is not the most talented player. Heck, she might be one of the least talented players that were drafted. But there's so much to be said for being a good teammate, shooting wide open shots, knowing how to move off the ball, knowing where to stand on the floor. That is one of the most important things that people don't realize, is that, like, during the course of an offense where players are moving around constantly, knowing where to drift. Not running or anything, just knowing where to drift, knowing when to cut. Like, running hard, playing defense, putting in effort. None of those involves being able to hezzy tween step back three, being able to do a bunch of stuff. It is just the little things, and that is Kate Martin's entire game. And she has gone to the perfect team. Not only that, like, it just seems like she's having the most fun ever. Like, everybody talks about, genuinely people are like, oh, some people hate Angel Reese, some people hate Caitlin Clark, and I'm seeing posts being like, well, yeah, I think everyone just loves Kate Martin. And you're even just, I'm just making this video being like, it just shows that for some people, the situation is everything. Like, you're looking at the whole toxic environment around the Indiana Fever. And I think that, like, Caitlin Clark maybe not living up to expectations, people putting some of the stuff that's happening with her might be a reason for it. But at the same time, I think if you put Caitlin Clark on a team with an AJ Wilson, with Becky Hammond as a coach, with a good team and good culture, she's probably having a great time too. The Indiana Fever, I think, would be, not to be toxic, but they'd be so bad that they'd be as worse than the Mystics, and no one would care about them if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. They would be 0-9, or they would be 0-11 right now, and would be in the conversation of who are the worst team, them or the Mystics, if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. But it just seems like a toxic environment. Same with the Sky is a bit different. The Sky are like, the more negative press the Chicago Sky get, the better it's going to be for them, because you can tell with that what type of team they are. They're a team that are going to play better with a chip on their shoulder. The likes of Angel Reese, the likes of Kennedy Carter, even someone like a Mabry who was a second round pick. These women play with a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to be one of those. And you even see with the coach, they're going to be the type of team that is going to almost live off the negative press, and it's going to motivate them. Whereas some teams are going to crumble with the negative press. I think the Sky with the negative press are going to be better, and I think that in certain situations they might want to bring the negative press on themselves because it'll motivate them. Either way. So you've got them, and then you've just got Kate Martin having the time of her life. Like, a viral clip of, it's just been rookie hazing, and it all seems to be in good fun. It seems to be good fun. Like, obviously the pre-game outfit is almost a fashion show this year for WNBA. It's never been like this before, but it really has been. No matter what players wear, get shown everywhere. And before their biggest game against the Fever, or was it the Fever? It might not have been the Fever. Either way, before one of their games, Kate Martin wore a Hello Kitty bag. They made her, as a rookie hazing moment, wear a Hello Kitty bag. And as she's walking by the camera, she is just laughing. And then obviously, they went out for a team meal, and there's a video of her just chasing after the bus. Obviously, Kate Martin, I've never seen a person smile as much just involved in every practice, being on the court, than you've seen Kate Martin. And even with this Las Vegas Aces team, her coach is the best coach in the league, loves her as a player. The vets love her as a player, because Kate Martin's the type of player that makes everything easier for everybody else. But the problem is that if you are that type of player and you go to a bad situation, you are useless. A lot of people are saying the Fever should have drafted Kate Martin. Do you actually think Kate Martin would be doing anything more than what Celeste Taylor is doing right now if she was on the Fever? No, she wouldn't. Kate Martin is so good because she plays with a good coach, a bunch of vets that need her, that believe in her, and just want her to do all the little things to make their job easier, and they're happy that Kate Martin is making their job easier, so they are going to be completely happy with Kate Martin. Like, and she doesn't try to do too much. She shoots the ball when she's open. She never turns it over, and she rarely turns it over, and will give the ball to the better players. Simple as that. Simple as that. And a lot of people talk about, like, the better rookie, all the rookies are in the right situation. Caitlin Clark is in the worst situation for her. I think you put Caitlin Clark on the Sparks, and you give her Hamby, you give her, oh my god, I forgot the shooter's name. I keep forgetting. Every video I talk about Sparks, I forget what the shooter's name is. And even if somehow one of Brink or Rakia Jackson are still there, I would say Yuru, but Yuru doesn't look like she can really catch the ball very well. But you give her that type of team, and I don't think she's doing anything overly crazy, but instead of averaging, 16, 6 and 5 and 6, she's probably averaging 18, 7 and 6, or 18, 6 and 9 assists on just better percentages. So, and the team probably, instead of being, they might have played 10 games, the Sparks. But instead of being, let's just say they're 2-8, or if they're 2-7, they might be like 4-5 or 4-6 or something. It would be just a more acceptable record. I think that she's in the worst. I think whoever got drafted to the Fever was going to look terrible. I actually don't think there's a player that could be drafted. That's why I don't want Paige Beckers to go there, because I think they're incompetent as a franchise. But you can see it with Kate Martin, that it's like, she fits in on and off the court with the team, and just how big of a deal that is. Like, I don't think the 6th Woman of the Year thing is going to happen because, well, Kennedy Carter is coming off the bench. And she's averaging like 13 a game off the bench. Like, she's a live wire spark plug. There's no way she's not winning that award. But you've got these rookies. Some of the rookies having the time of their lives for their teams. And then there are other rookies that are in situations that they just won't play. Like Celeste Taylor, there's no worse situation in Indiana. I think Celeste Taylor, because of the fact she plays defense and can score a little bit, gets on the floor for better teams than the Chicago, or better teams than the Fever. I think she plays for better teams than Indiana and gets on. I think that Nika Mule maybe gets a few more minutes for certain teams other teams than the Storm. I think that there are some teams she would actually be very good on. I actually think Nika Mule, if you were able to swing like a Grace Berger for Nika Mule trade, Nika Mule could be very good for the Fever, because she plays defense and she's very good passing point guard. So I think situation is everything when it comes to basketball. And obviously I'm just using Kate Martin as the example because this is the biggest example of a player in a good situation looking exceptional, and like a player that in a different scenario, like if you put her on the Mystics or the Fever, she probably sucks, but you put her on the Aces, she fits in perfectly on and off the court. So fit is so much. When we talk about draft picks, we do have to look at the fit, and sometimes it's not necessarily the player, it's they're being drafted in a toxic situation, their play styles doesn't mesh with it, and they could be out of the league very quickly.